Hey everyone, if you are currently receiving Social Security benefits, supplemental security income, or Social Security disability insurance, it is crucial to pause and pay close attention right now. Significant changes are set to take effect at the beginning of the new year, and a lack of preparation could potentially delay your essential payment by 1 or even 2 months. We are discussing potential payment delays, new reporting requirements, and absolutely critical deadlines that you simply cannot afford to miss. You have likely encountered numerous discussions about alterations to Social Security, but the information here is distinct. The entire documentation from the Social Security Administration has been thoroughly reviewed page by page, so you do not have to. While there are certainly challenges on the horizon, there is also genuinely positive news that is not being widely discussed, including the possibility of a $200 increase that could be coming your way. Your next payment literally depends on the actions you take in the coming days. So please continue reading for a comprehensive walkthrough of exactly what is changing, who will be affected, and most importantly, the specific steps you need to take immediately to safeguard your benefits. A major issue currently affecting millions of seniors requires immediate attention. If you have been wondering why an expected paper check has not arrived in the mail, there is a specific reason. At the end of September, a major transition occurred. An executive order was issued, often referred to as the Transition to Electronic Payment Order, which gave the Social Security Administration just 2 months to transition everyone receiving paper checks to electronic payments. The central problem is that while notices were sent out, many people either did not receive them or did not fully grasp the seriousness of the situation. After the September deadline, paper payments were discontinued abruptly. This affected approximately 5 million people who were still receiving government benefits via paper check, leaving millions suddenly unable to access their money. The official order stated that as of the end of September, all federal benefits would be issued electronically and paper checks would be phased out in most cases. It emphasized that if you still received paper checks, it was time to act to avoid any disruption in your payments. The government's stated reasoning for this shift is that electronic payments are faster, more secure, and more convenient, and they also aim to protect against mail theft and financial fraud. While this reasoning is understandable, the rollout has unfortunately left far too many seniors without critical information. If you are one of the people who has not received a check since September, here is what you need to do immediately. You have 2 primary options. The first option is direct deposit. This involves signing up with your local bank or credit union to have your payments deposited directly into your account. The second option is the Direct Express debit card. This is a government-backed prepaid debit card created specifically for federal benefit payments. The easiest way to handle this enrollment is to visit the website godirect.gov. On that site, you can enroll online, call the provided telephone number, or download a form to mail in. If you are setting up direct deposit, you will need your Social Security number, information from your most recent federal check, your bank's routing number, and your account number. Your bank can assist you in locating these numbers if you are unsure. If you are opting for the Direct Express card, you will need to call. You will need your Social Security number, information from your most recent payment, and your date of birth. The Direct Express card functions just like a regular debit card. You can make purchases online, in person, over the phone, and get cash from ATMs. It is accepted everywhere and is backed by the U.S. Treasury Department, making it a legitimate and secure option. It is important to be clear that it will take some time to process your information once you sign up, which is why acting now is so critical. The sooner you call or go online, the sooner you will start receiving your money again. Many people have reported not receiving checks for weeks, and this transition is the primary cause. Please choose the option that works best for you and take action today. The second issue causing people to lose their checks involves Social Security overpayments. This situation is particularly challenging because it often happens without any warning. Here is what occurs. Some beneficiaries receive more money than they are actually entitled to. It is important to understand that this usually is not the recipient's fault. Most overpayments happen because employment information was not reported quickly or accurately enough, or because a change in living situation affected benefit eligibility. The problem is that once the Social Security Administration realizes an overpayment has occurred, they begin to reclaim the funds. Sometimes they will withhold your entire check. Other times they may take 50% or more, suddenly leaving you with nothing or not nearly enough to live on. If this is happening to you, listen carefully because you have rights. First, you have the right to appeal the decision. Second, you can apply for what is known as a waiver based on financial hardship. If you can demonstrate that you cannot afford to have this money withheld from your check, the Social Security Administration may reduce or even stop the withholding. This is especially important for those receiving supplemental security income or Social Security disability insurance. If you have noticed your check is smaller or missing entirely, you should call the Social Security Administration immediately and inquire about overpayment appeals and waivers. Do not simply accept that your money is gone. It is your right to understand the situation and have a voice in its resolution. The third development that has already taken place involves the cost of living adjustment for the upcoming year. The Social Security Administration announced a 2.8% cost of living adjustment increase. If you have a My Social Security account online, you can log in right now to see your exact new benefit amount. There was a deadline in mid-November to view this information online before the letters were mailed out. If you missed that deadline, there is no need to worry. Letters will be mailed out within the next week or two detailing your new benefit amount. However, it is vital to remember that Social Security pays benefits a month behind. So, even though the cost of living adjustment takes effect on January 1st, you likely will not see the increase hit your bank account until February. Furthermore, while a 2.8% increase sounds positive, it is important to consider that Medicare Part B premiums are projected to rise by about 10%. Therefore, your actual increase, after accounting for those higher premiums, is closer to 1.9% for most people. If you are receiving $1,000 a month, your real increase is closer to 1%. This context is precisely why the next part of this information is so important. Now, let us discuss the genuinely encouraging developments that could actually put meaningful money in your pocket. There are bills in Congress right now, actual legislation with real momentum that could dramatically change your financial situation. The president is being strongly urged to support them. Let us break down the three most significant changes that could be coming your way. First, there is a proposal to increase everyone's Social Security benefit by $200 per month, not as a temporary measure, but permanently. It is important to clarify something, as there are actually two different $200 bills being discussed currently. One bill, introduced by Senate Democrats, would provide an extra $200 per month for 7 months in the upcoming year, from January through July, to help with inflation. That is a temporary measure that would put an extra $1,400 in your pocket over those months. However, the more comprehensive Social Security Expansion Act goes much further. It would provide an extra $200 every single month permanently. That amounts to $2,400 per year. Every year, for everyone on Social Security and disability. Consider what that would mean for you. An extra $200 could cover your utility bills, your groceries for the month, or your medications. That is real money that makes a real difference in people's lives. The second part of the Social Security Expansion Act specifically targets those receiving the lowest benefits. If you are currently receiving less than $13,500 per year in Social Security, which is about $1,125 per month or less, this bill would raise your benefit to 125% of the federal poverty level. In the upcoming year, that would be almost $20,000 per year, or about $1,660 per month. Consider this example. If you are currently receiving $1,000 per month, which is $12,000 per year, your benefit would jump to $1,660. That is a $660 per month increase. That is nearly $8,000 extra per year. This provision is specifically designed to help low-income workers stay out of poverty. These are people who worked their entire lives, paid into the system, and deserve better than barely scraping by in retirement. If you are a single parent who became disabled and could not continue working, this affects you. If you are a veteran dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder or physical injuries, this affects you. If you are elderly and worked hard your whole life but do not have enough to get by, this affects you. The third change is one that has been needed for years: fixing the cost of living adjustment formula. Currently, the method used to calculate your cost of living adjustment does not accurately reflect how seniors actually spend their money. The formula is based on the spending habits of younger workers, not retirees. Seniors are not spending money the same way a 30-year-old is. They are spending more on healthcare, prescription medications, housing, and utilities, the essentials, and those costs have been rising far faster than 2.8%. The Social Security Expansion Act would change the formula to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. This formula actually examines what seniors spend money on and calculates inflation based on your expenses, not someone else's. If this passes, your future cost of living adjustment increases would be higher and more accurate. You would finally receive cost of living adjustments that actually reflect the real cost of living. So, who does all of this affect? If you are on supplemental security income, these changes are massive for you. That is about 7.4 million Americans who are elderly, blind, or disabled with limited income. If you are on Social Security disability insurance, you are included too. If you are a retiree on regular Social Security, you are covered. Even if you are not on benefits yet but are considering applying, these changes could make a huge difference in what you would receive. This affects single parents, veterans, the elderly, people with disabilities, and the unemployed who became too disabled to continue working. This is about all of us. Okay, let us get practical. Here is what you need to do right now to protect yourself. First, if you have not already, sign up for electronic payments through godirect.gov or by calling the Direct Express number. Do not wait another day. Second, if you have had any overpayments or if your check amount has changed unexpectedly, call the Social Security Administration and ask about appeals and waivers. Do not accept reduced payments without fighting for your rights. Third, set up or log into your My Social Security account at the Social Security Administration website. Fourth, gather your documentation right now. This includes bank statements, proof of income, proof of living arrangements, and anything else that relates to your benefits. Keep it all in one safe and secure place. Fifth, if you have a complex situation, such as working part-time, living with family, or having a joint bank account with someone, consider calling your local Social Security office or speaking with a benefits counselor. Get ahead of any potential issues before they become serious problems. Here is the key takeaway. Yes, there are challenges ahead. The transition to electronic payments has been difficult for many people. Overpayments are frightening. Reporting requirements are becoming stricter. But there is also real hope on the horizon. The Social Security Expansion Act represents the kind of meaningful change that has been awaited for a long time. A real $200 increase, real help for low-income seniors, and a cost of living adjustment formula that actually makes sense. These bills are in Congress right now. They have momentum. And if enough people make their voices heard, they can become reality. So do not give up. Do not assume you are stuck with what you have. Stay informed, take action, and advocate for yourself. Remember, tough times do not last, but tough people do, and you are tougher than you think. If this information was helpful, please share it with someone who needs it: a parent on disability, a veteran friend, an elderly neighbor. Let us make sure everyone in our community knows what is happening and what they need to do. Thank you for taking the time to read this.